you play as this main character. Her name is Paige. Get it? I love it. I'm a sucker for shit like that.
Paige.
Her name is Paige.
Paige Papyrus.
Paige Papyrus. Oh, welcome to the stage, Paige Papyrus. You better fold for your life. Work. What's up, everybody? Welcome to this episode of the Addison Gaming Podcast, the show where we talk about the games we want to whenever they came out, because that's what we're playing. We talk old stuff, we talk new stuff, we talk everything in between. I'm your host, WckdGmrUK Allen, but on this episode, you can call me the Origami Princess, because I played Paper Trail and I love that fold 'em up. And as always, I am joined by the most amazing co-host in the world, Mike Malldee, aka your pinball wizard. How you doing, Mike?
I am not a wizard at all, but I am doing, I tell you that.
You're doing. How are things? Tell me how you been. How's it
You
going?
know, I've been between games right now, and in between games, the perfect between game I've been playing is Pokemon Pinball, Ruby, and Sapphire for the Game Boy Advance.
Nice. And that was one of the pickups you got from your trip to
From
Japan,
Japan,
right?
yes.
Fantastic. And you're playing that on original hardware?
Obvious.
Yeah.
How'd I do?
Amazing. So yes, so listeners, on this episode, I'm going to share my thoughts on a playthrough that I did earlier this year, but haven't had a chance to talk about it, of a game called Paper Trail. And Mike is going to share his thoughts on Pokemon Pinball, Ruby and Sapphire. So Mike, let's get into it. You, have you ever played Pokemon Pinball before?
So I have Pokemon Pinball for the Game Boy Color. But I only got that recently, I would say like March. So a few months ago, or 1 month ago. And I have I've only dabbled in it a bit. I haven't really got it like too addicted to it. And on the Game Boy Color, it's when the pinball goes up the screen, it's kind of like when you're playing like old Zelda games, the screen kind of just like moves over.
Right.
So the
Okay.
screen is never fluid. On the Game Boy Advance, though, for the Ruby and Sapphire version, the screen is fluid and and follows the ball and not.
Okay.
And so there's no like stuttering when you're playing. So
Right.
I still want to play the regular Pokemon Pinball, but I just kind of got sucked into this one. And even though it's in Japanese, like it's fine. The Pokemon names are different, but whatever. I don't care about that. It's more of the mechanics of it all, and I'm really enjoying it. But yes, I've never really played it before this, and it is one of the most amazing games I think ever made.
What? Why is it one of the most amazing games? How come?
So it's like, okay, so it's not just pinball. You are literally catching Pokemon mid-game, you're evolving them, and then you're completing the Pokédex. So you are, but you're catching them through pinball. So and then there's time limits and stuff. You have to, like in between, like you're in catch mode, and then you have to catch the Pokemon, but you have to hit certain spots on the pinball board in order to release the Pokemon, and then you have to hit the Pokemon with your pinball, which is a Pokeball, and then once you hit them 3 times, then you catch the Pokemon. Then yay! But after you catch them in that same round, you can then go into another area that allows you to evolve that Pokemon, and then you have to catch like certain like relics on the board in order to evolve that Pokemon into the next level in order to complete your Pokedex. The good thing is it allows you to save the game. So even though if you lose that one run or whatever, you still have them saved into your Pokedex. So you got to get all 201 Pokemon, basically.
So then, when you start the game, do you have to choose a starter Pokemon like you do in the game itself?
You just take that ball and you go.
And so is each like pinball board, is it set in a like region? Like there's going to be grass type here, there's going to be water type here kind of thing?
Yes, but it's not based on the board. There's only two pinball boards. There's the Ruby board and the Sapphire board. And they were both Ruby and Sapphire games. So, and then within the board, there's a travel area. When you first start your pinball, it randomly picks an area. So it'll be like the grass, the ocean, and so on and so forth, like the caves. And And then during the game, if you hit like a certain area a few times, then it allows you to move locations, and then you can travel to the next area and so on.
Mhm,
And so this
mhm.
is how you get all the different types. And yeah, I've only collected. I've been playing. Well, been playing for hours, but I've collected like 60 Pokemon. No, no, no. Sorry, 38 Pokemon. I was doubling my number. Um, and I'm like, how am I going to get all 200 of these Pokemon? It's ridiculous. Yeah,
So, in terms of, like, because I've played a few pinball games, right? Like, video game pinball games.
yeah,
And those were typically about, like, you would just try to get the high score or maybe try and do something kind of video gamey in this, structure of
yeah.
pinball within the game. But so so let me just try and understand this because never having played it before. So you have your Pokeball and you send it off onto the pinball board,
Mhm.
and then within the pinball board, you're using your flippers to try and hit certain targets.
Flippers, thank you. I was always
Different
calling them paddles, but I'm like, that sounds like I'm a bad boy.
I think the paddles are the things you hit on the side to, like, activate the flipper.
Okay,
I think they're kind of part of the same package. So with your I call them flippers. I don't
I
know, maybe
like
they're not
flipper.
flippers. So with your flippers, you're trying to, take the Pokeball and flip it to hit certain targets on the playing field, if you
Yes.
will, right? And by doing that, that could mean that you have either activated a kind of a battle with a Pokemon
There's
that's
no
in that area.
battle necessarily. So there's three areas. There's the hatch area, which you can hatch an egg. And then there's the so on the Japanese version, it says get instead of catch. So it's the
Okay.
get area. So, or you can catch them. It says
Uh-huh.
get mode, but on the American one, I believe it says catch mode or something. And
Right.
and then there's that area where you can catch a Pokemon. And then there's another area where you can evolve the Pokemon. And then it
Okay.
has it has a shop as well, so after you collect coins, you can buy things, and
Mhm.
then to, like, enhance your gameplay, and there's also, like, little bumpers here, which allow you if you hit it 3 times, and allows you to go into travel mode where you can travel to the next area,
Mhm.
but in the Japanese version, it says move
Okay.
instead of
So you're
travel.
just
I love,
shifting areas, right?
why do
Yeah.
they why are they using English words and saying "move" in the Japanese version, and but the American version, which they made, they use "travel" and said, like, "Why couldn't you just use the same word?" But anyways, because it's not in
I
Japanese, like,
don't
all
know.
the other stuff on the board is in English, so I'm like, "Why did you, like, change all the words for these things?" In my mind.
I have no idea, listeners, if you are somebody who is bilingual and understands Japanese and how it translates to English, let us know. Let us know in the
The
comments.
thing is, my quip is, like, the American or not even American, the English version is made by the same people. And so, like, why couldn't you just use the same words? Anyways, it doesn't matter. I think it's fun and quirky. So I'm not mad at it. I'm just kind of just, it
Yeah.
boggles my mind.
Yeah,
But
for sure. Yeah.
so, yeah. So anyway, uh, but the problem is with it's so addictive, this game. You have
Mhm.
to hit the pinball in a certain way to go around a path, and you do that once, and then you have to do it three more or two more times. So once you do it three times, then it opens up the area that allows you to go catch a Pokemon.
Mhm.
Um, and then same thing with evolution. You have to go around this area three times, which is so difficult. Sometimes it's so
Huh.
easy, and sometimes it's so hard. Uh,
Right.
and then it allows you to then evolve a Pokemon. And then same with the hatch area. You have to go into it three more times just to, or four times because you have to have the egg there populating. And then it hatches the Pokemon. And that was the most annoying because once
Mhm.
the Pokemon hatches, it like walks around the Pokeboard, the Pokeboard, the pinball board in like random areas. And you have to like hit it two times in order to catch it. But if you
Okay.
miss it, then it just like waddles away. And then you're like, oh. So then it's recorded into your Pokedex if you miss it. It's recorded into your Pokedex as seen but not caught, which is annoying.
Oh,
And
annoying. Yeah. And ho is it just random, like, what Pokemon appears out of the egg
it
on each
is.
board?
There's a Pichu is, the unevolved version of Pikachu, and Pichu is the hardest one to find out of the hatched egg. He has like a 2 in 100 chance, 2% chance of appearing.
Wow,
Um,
okay.
and but so yeah, it's all random apparently. And if you miss it, it's like, oh my god, like you feel like you're aiming so well, and it
Yeah.
just doesn't go where you want it to go. But
Yeah.
I've been good. I've missed a few, uh, yeah. So I'm really enjoying my journey on this Pokemon pinball game, and there's
Hmm.
still such a following too. It's crazy, actually.
There's like Pokeheads out there still doing pinball.
Yes, and it's been 20 years since they've released so this is a spin-off, right?
Okay.
A spin-off of Pokemon, but it's done well because it still has all the mechanics of Pokemon in a way, other than like the traveling and like the RPG elements, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's still very Pokemon. Like they did pinball correctly. Like I hate pinball games because they're fun for a minute, and then you're kind
Yeah.
of like, this is pointless. Why am I getting millions and millions of points? Like for what?
Hmm.
And then also that's one of my things too. Why are pinball games have millions into the billions of scores? Like why not just keep it lower? Anyway, uh,
Because that's not fun. Like if you
right.
win, like you got 10 points rather than getting like
You
you
got
got 10
10
million
billion
points. Like
points.
that's so much more fun. And like,
It is fun. So yeah, so this game, so it's been 20 years since Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. This is the last Pokemon installation, of pinball games.
mhm.
And I'm like, the Switch could really be fun for that. I don't know. I think they should do it.
Yeah, well, you've got like I think we've talked about this on a previous episode, but there is a physical like Pokemon game that's been out in the wild recently. I haven't played it, but I've heard about it.
The actual like arcade, like pinball
Yeah.
machine.
Yeah, the machine
I
where
think it's
you
already out. I thought it was coming out.
No, I think it's definitely I think it's already out.
And then you
And
have like a card you keep or something, and you scan it every time, or to
yeah,
kind of.
exactly. So
That's cool.
you download the app and it's got a QR code, and on the Pokemon machine it just scans your, your account or whatever, and you can like
And keep
catch
track of your
you,
Pokedex,
yeah, keep
basically.
track of your Pokedex and then continue to play there and evolve and do all that. So basically they're taking this game that was on the Game Boy Advance and turning it into a physical like
That's
version of it.
amazing.
Yeah. I could see that being,
And
gangbusters,
arcade's
right?
back.
Like, oh, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Because Pokemon is still like it blows my mind. Pokemon is still just so big, and it's so recognizable, right? And I mean, it
Mhm.
sounds like when you were in Japan, it's just even that much
My
bigger, right?
God,
It's the home
so
country of
great.
where it's from. Um, so you could imagine not only like a kid walking into some place where that Pokemon, pinball machine would be, but like their parents probably know Pokemon.
Yeah.
So like it's like a
And then
shared
not just
experience. It's
that,
quite a
like
lot of fun, right?
parents know pinball too, like
Yep.
the joy of pinball. I
Yeah.
mean, when I was a kid, pinball was already an ancient game, you know what I mean? Like it
Yeah.
was still there, and it was very fun if they worked.
Mhm.
And but like
Yeah.
that's like my parents' generation was like pinball was like the thing,
Yeah.
you know?
Definitely. Yeah. It was huge in like the 70s and late 80s. And then
Yeah.
video games started coming in and they sort of went out of fashion. But
Pinball
now
though
they're,
is fun. I mean,
yeah.
actual pinball, like when you're at the arcade and it works well.
Mhm.
I remember the
Mhm.
Simpsons one, and I was like, everything the Simpsons was good in the arcade, but it was just so fun.
Jurassic Park was the one that I loved and was obsessed with. It
And
was
then
just
didn't
so
like the
cool with
dinosaur
that.
come
Like,
out at
yeah,
one point?
yeah, yeah, exactly. Or they would do like on the red and like they do that dot matrix screen a lot of times where it shows your
Mhm.
scores and stuff like that. And they would do like little like micro moments from the film or something. And I was just obsessed. I'd just watch all those micro moments, even if I wasn't
Oh
playing,
yeah,
because it was
those
like
are
I was
cool.
watching the show or the film.
Another wild thing that this game doesn't do, which I think they're missing out on, but is like the having the double ball. Remember, sometimes you'll have like
Yeah.
4 balls on the
Yep.
pinball, like
Uh-huh.
actual pinball. You're like, oh my god, it's going crazy. This one doesn't only allows you to have 1 ball that I know of. I haven't got that far yet, but
Who
yeah. So
knows?
why this game is genius. Basically, it's traditional pinball tables. It has some RPG mechanics. You hit
Hmm.
targets. You trigger the catch mode and then the evolve mode. There's timed events, which creates tension, very arcadey. It feels like pinball plus a slot machine plus Pokemon grind loop. It's just
Hmm.
one more run, one more run. I was doing it, then my battery died,
Yeah.
and so it's dangerously addictive. And I think I have to go to Pokemon AA or something. Wait, PA, Pokemon PPA, Pokemon Pinball Anonymous.
Anonymous. Yes. Yes. I think, they're as you were sharing more about the game and like how the gameplay loop works, uh, it it actually is pretty magic how it translates from like the mainline games. Of course, is the strategy about leveling up and evolving your Pokemon and choosing what kind of attack they're going to have, and then like battling those with your friends. Like that's deep, awesome strategy. I totally get that one. But in terms of like translating this over to the world that you've just talked about, I love that the encounters are random, and then to like that thing that they established in the games when you like try to catch a Pokemon, it goes 1, 2, 3,
Mhm.
click, right? So like having to hit the
And it
the
does
live
let you
Pokemon three
yeah.
times, that's kind of like taking stuff we know about the game, but finding a fun way to kind of translate it
And apparently
into this
too,
one.
the artwork for this game is all new, is like all specific to this game. So
Right.
it's not recycled artwork from like old sprites from the actual Game Boy Advance games.
Mm-hmm.
It was all read from my understanding and knowledge, it was all redone for specifically for this game. And the music is good, it's all familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it I think is new, but most of it's familiar. What else is there? It's just a really cool game, and
Mm-hmm.
also so there's 201 Pokemon you can catch in this, I believe. However, there are the starter Pokemon and the fossil one are I can't even think of his name right now, but you can catch because I have the Japanese names in my head. But you
Mm-hmm.
can catch him, and but the only way you can get them, those 4 Pokemon, was if you were living in Japan at the time and you went to the Poke Center and you had the little attachment that goes into here so you can scan cards. It was like a Poke
Right.
scanner or something, and
Okay.
then you
Yes.
scan that into your game, and then it opened up and unlocked this what this game has in it. I can unlock they're in here. They exist, the Pokemon. I just can't get it without going to
Oh
Japan back in
no.
the 2000s or whatever it was. In the year 2000.
Surely there's got to be. Well,
Well,
I
there
mean, I'm
is
sure
ways
there's ROMs
now
and stuff of people doing that,
you have
but
to
like,
flash to like a ROM, and
yeah.
then you can connect another Game Boy Advance to it or a DS, and then you can share the complete or somebody who has them in their Pokédex, you can
Hmm.
share it with this, and then it will fill your Pokédex out for seen but not caught, and then it unlocks them, and then you can catch them.
Oh, okay. So
It's
once you,
ridiculous how it
yeah,
works, but
it's, but that's just the Pokemon. Like that's how
if
they
you
get you,
missed a
right?
special event, you're
Yeah,
out.
you wanna fill that Pokédex up, it's that completionist
Yeah.
mentality, and then you want the super special shiny ones or whatever is, the kind of, like, thingies like that, and I can imagine people who are just playing it now, like yourself,
Mhm.
will go through all that stuff to fill out that Pokédex. I can imagine we're gonna check in with you in 6
I
months' time,
wanna
and you're
do
like,
it.
"Oh, I did it. I found a way
It
to,
may take
go
me
back I time traveled
several
back to
months.
2000s Japan, and I did it."
Well, I was gonna say too, like, if you didn't know that, like, I might have just spoiled that for some people out there in the world that who didn't know that, because it will
Right.
say you 100% completed it if you
Mhm.
didn't get those ones that are secretly in here. But now that you know they're secretly unlockable, then
I no, I
yes,
don't think that's a spoiler. I think that's doing people a favor because if they lived under the illusion that they had got 100%
you
and they
never
really hadn't
did.
got 100%, then I would be livid. I would be
And
livid. So
what's
you've
crazy is
actually
the
helped
American
people out.
version, they're unlockable in the American version too. But only Japan got that release. So, but if you happen to be in Japan
Yeah.
with your American version at the time and scanned the little card at the promotion thing,
Mhm.
then yes, it would work on the American version as well. And what's crazy is I looked to see how much this card was, and because there was a promotional thing, they weren't given out. It was like
Mhm.
attached to a kiosk or something. It's like $30,000 or something for this car. Like, it's crazy what they're trying to sell it for. Maybe that's in yen, I don't know, but it's crazy the amount they're trying to sell it for. I know, I think it is $30,000, and because
That's
they were supposed to be destroyed, these cards, after use, because it was just for
Oh, right.
promotions,
Yeah.
and
And at the time nobody really thinks to hold on to those things, do they? So somebody
exactly. So there's
probably
only like
did.
a few in existence. Apparently, I
Yeah.
think they only made like 500 ever.
Whoa. Okay.
So for like all the different stores, I think
Man.
it was released at 7-Eleven, like because you remember going into places and there would be like a Game Boy or it could be like a Nintendo or whatever, and they would have like it was just like in a box thing. So and it wasn't always at like a game store. Sometimes it was at a 7-Eleven, not a 7-Eleven, but in Japan, of course, it would be at a 7-Eleven. But
Mm,
I don't know, just trying to like in the mall, a random place in the mall, not even a game
yeah.
store. We would just we have like gaming things, I don't
Hmm.
know, or even Walmart or Target or could be
Yeah.
any store really, Sam's Club, it doesn't matter. But so yeah,
Mhm.
so it was like sent to different places like that, and that's frustrating for me, but I will do it.
I
I
have,
will figure out a way.
I have no doubt that you were going to figure that out. I feel like, if you are an individual who has one of those cards, then I would love to like be the kind of Mother Teresa, if you will, or the giving it away. It's Mother Teresa's not the right thing, but like I would want to be the good Samaritan with this, right? Where it's like I would be like, if you want this, I'm gonna be here. Just come and let's hang out and talk, and you
Well,
can scan, and then like let people
Well,
scan it. That just seems so
kind of the
nice.
thing I don't know which route I'm gonna go down because I do have a flash card for my Game Boy
Hmm.
Advance, and so I could just get that ROM, flash it to that Game Boy Advance card,
Uh
and
huh.
then use my DS to, share the data. And that's the easy way. But the
Right.
fun way is to get the e-reader for the Game Boy
Huh.
Advance, and then
Yep.
somebody online who had access to all those cards. Because there's more than one card, by the way. There's all these different cards for all these different things
Right.
that you can unlock in the game. There's only one card that matters for a true completionist, though. But he sells or they sell the like reprints of these cards. They're not real, but they're
Well, I see.
reprints.
Sure.
And then you can use the e-reader to that
Oh.
you can find the e-reader online for like $20, $30.
Oh. Okay.
And you can use the e-reader to and then use those reprints. But the thing with those reprints, he sells them for like $100.
Okay.
I
But
know.
surely.
Or you can download the code and print it yourself, but it has to be on like special paper or something, or else it has to be like the right quality in order for the e-reader to even read it.
Okay.
It's a very complicated and convoluted process.
Sure. Great.
Complicated and
Complicated, yeah,
convoluted.
complicated. Uh, it I do wanna know when you do this, Mike, when you're able
What
to
route I
complete
take?
your, when you
What's
are able
my
to complete
routing?
your
My routing?
Pokédex in, pinball. I here's me thinking, "Oh, this is just a simple, fun, collect 'em all pinball game," but actually, no, this is like, getting into some, back alley trading and, downloading of things. It's quite fun.
Back alley.
I mean.
So I went down like a rabbit hole with this all yesterday, and I'm really bad because I don't remember who, but I'm gonna tell you right now so we can, shout out. It was G Medley is the guy who has like these hour-long videos and information on Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire Pinball, but then he goes down, he has two videos, they're like hour long each. And he goes down these like rabbit holes of like where
Mhm.
like it's like I feel like it's like theory. It's like music theory. I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it, but
Yeah.
he explained everything, and
Goes deep. He
now I
goes
know
deep.
everything. So thank you very much, G Medley, because you now explained everything to me, and now I'm obsessed with this game.
Love it.
He
I love
live
it.
streams playing it, which is kind of cool.
That is
Of
sick.
course, I think he's using an emulator.
Mhm. Mhm. One of the things as you were sharing about, like, the game and the catching and, like, the experience of it all is and then having to go to these different kiosks and all that stuff,
Mhm.
like, that seems like, very much like the origins of a Pokemon Go concept, right? Like, you can just
Okay, yeah.
see the, like, evolution of how they
But
went
Pokemon
about.
Go was like kind of boring, in my opinion. Like you're kind of
Yeah,
just
but
yes, you're
having.
going, but and also draining of your battery. But yes, the concept, I can see that.
Yeah, and I mean, like, things being timed events or only being able to find something in certain regions and things like that. That's just such a
True.
seeing that it goes all the way back that far and it's kind of found its way into, you
Yeah, I
know
guess with the Japan part. But
yeah.
But yeah, but like I this is at least fun. Like it's a you still has and it requires skill because I'm watching other people play it and you can like stop the ball like in between the flipper and like whatever
Mhm.
and then you can tilt the board to make it jump and
Cool.
then like kind of just like have full control of it. I'm like these people are amazing and here I am just like
Yeah.
with the
Sporadic, like,
flipper.
yeah.
I'm just like and then like I did it. I did something.
They are playing and leading with, like, actual skill and strategy, and you are literally playing arcade style where you're just like, "Flick that around, flick it around."
Yeah.
Yeah. which is fun too, right? Like
It's
that's the
great.
best thing about like that kind of stuff.
Well, and then I get just to get into one more part of the game, it even
Cool.
has battle modes. Like you enter into a battle mode, and then you have to battle like these bigger. It's like a new pinball board, and then like their epic legendary Pokemon that come out, and you're like trying to fight against them. Like the main character that's on the Pokemon Sapphire
Mhm.
and the Pokemon Ruby. Like
Yeah.
every Pokemon game has like one new Pokemon that's like legendary
Mhm.
looking and all that. And forgive me, but I already forgot their names. But they're there, and you have to battle them, and they're kind of like it feels like an epic pinball battle, but with them. But yeah, so yeah, that's another aspect. So it's kind of exciting.
That's cool, and I love it when a game just, it's not really on your radar. It's a find that you just kind of pick up, and then it actually like is really great, and you fall in love with it.
Yeah,
There's
I got it for
that's
like
one of the best parts
15
about gaming.
bucks
Yeah.
in Japan, and that's why I was like, I've always wanted to try that one, so I
Mhm.
picked it up.
And I just want to know a little bit about the like how are you navigating the menu system without speaking Japanese? Like how do you deal with that? Do
Like
you just push
this.
buttons until you like oh, you use your phone to like live
Well,
translate? Okay.
now I know
Huh.
everything. I look at it and I know it's weird. I
Mhm.
look at it and I read it and I know what it means now, where it's going to take me. I know that's my
Yeah.
Pokedex. I know that's this and that's that. And also because you keep on catching the same Pokemon over and over again sometimes,
Mhm.
I already recognize what their name is in katakana, the language. And
Okay.
I look at
Yeah.
it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's that Pokemon. I already know. I know how
Yeah.
to spell it. That's how
Nice.
much I've been playing.
Um, well, that's cool. It's like a little way to learn, it's a helpful way to learn
I'm learning
something
Japanese
or
through
identifying it,
Pokemon.
right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Uh-huh. That's cool. That's cool. And so you have 36, you said at the
I have
moment?
no idea.
So
I might actually have been right when I first said 60, but I'll find out for you. Um,
and you think you're gonna go all the way through and do whatever you gotta do to
I
fill out
mean,
that
that's the goal,
Pokedex.
right?
Right.
Like this game would be pointless if if you didn't try to finish it. I think all Pokemon games are about completion, right?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think there's a single Pokemon game out there that's not about completion.
Mm-hmm. And do
Oh,
you
I was right. So if you can see, the top
Yep.
number says 64 and
Yep.
the bottom number says 62. That
Okay.
means I've caught 62 and I'm seeing
Scene 64.
64
Okay.
in my
Cool.
Pokedex.
Okay, so you're, about a quarter of the way there. You've got
I'm
200
getting
some odd
there.
to go. So
But
that's
the
cool. And
really
how long
hard
does
ones don't spawn that
the rare, yeah,
a
super rare.
1% chance
Yeah. Oh,
sometimes.
sugar. That would just piss me off.
Okay.
Well, no, because then if I would miss it and I would be like it's gonna take too long
That's
again.
true.
The
There's no
how long
save
does it take
states in
to
this.
how long does it take to do like a typical run, if you
Oh,
will?
yeah.
Like
Just like, I mean, depends on how good you are. If you're really
right.
good, I think I've done like 20 minutes on just one. And I've lasted like 3
Okay.
because I've sucked really badly.
Oh, I mean, like, yeah, okay. So of course there's like
When I
if
say
you just
run, I mean just like starting one pinball game.
no, I mean, so what I mean by it is like if you to achieve the what you need to achieve to hatch, evolve, and catch.
Oh.
Like, does that make sense? Like, are you just
So
doing it for one
hatching's separate.
Pokemon each time?
There's certain Pokemon you can only get through the hatching one, and then you evolve them.
Okay.
Um, Once you have it, and then say you lose and you have to start a new one, you can't go back and evolve the Pokemon that you've already caught in the past games. You have to
Okay.
recatch them again and then evolve them in that current pinball game. This is why it gets a little harder. And
Okay.
yeah, so to catch a Pokemon, you can get one within the first so it gives you a timer. Once you get into the catch mode, it says 2 minutes, and you have 2 minutes to catch that Pokemon to complete the steps to catch it.
Okay. Right.
And then so that's 2 minutes. And then to evolve it, same thing. Once you activate the evolve, you choose which Pokemon you want to evolve, or you can
Mm-hmm.
choose random. And
Mm-hmm.
then depending on how many you've already caught. And then it's the same thing. I think once you complete those steps to evolve the Pokemon, you have 2 minute limit. But if you don't do it within that 2 minute limit, then it doesn't evolve and you don't catch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard for me to get my head around, but
If you
it's
played
I
one time,
mean,
it's addicting. You know what I'm gonna
I
do?
bet.
I'm going to I'm gonna flash it onto a Game Boy Flash cartridge for you when I'm gonna buy
Okay.
one for you,
Uh,
and I'm gonna say, "Here, play," but I'll flash the American version for you so you
okay.
can at least, like, understand it.
Cool.
It's addicting.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'd love to try it. I think because on this, I've been playing Pocopia, and I'm obsessed with it. I really love it.
It's really
But
cute.
it's really good, and
And it's
it's
actually kind of I'm reading the story, like, I've not gotten that far in
hmm
Pocopia, but, because I've been busy, but, it's actually sad from all the little notes I'm finding and reading, like, a part of the story. I'm like, "This is this is
yeah,
kinda getting sad.
yeah.
Where are the
There's a
humans?"
lot of melancholy in that game. Um, and but I think the but what I'm noticing is that like I just love the gameplay, right? I'm not going to go deep
It
into
is,
my
yeah.
thoughts about it right now, but like but it helps that it's a Pokemon game because I know I'm familiar enough with Pokemon that I go, oh, okay, this feels like something I want to keep, grabbing my attention and discovering. Do I know the Pokemon I'm discovering? No. But having it sit into a world that I kind of know a little bit about is really nice. And so I think that the same thing here with Pokemon Pinball, where it's I go, oh, okay, I get this world. And then I could like have a reason to be addicted to the gameplay rather than it just being a random pinball game, right? This gives it that much more like something to grab the hooks that right?
My one quip with it is that it doesn't have Rumble for the Game Boy Advance, which
Okay,
I
because
feel
that was
like
part of the
it
Game
would.
Boy one, right?
Yes, and I feel like
Yeah.
the Rumble is so nice, especially with
Yeah.
the pinball. Um,
Mhm.
however, it did have Rumble when it was attached to the Game Boy Player for the GameCube. It
Oh,
had
okay.
Rumble for that.
So
Uh,
it knows in the game
it
to
does have an
activate a Rumble
option in the
code.
game, yeah.
Got it. Okay.
But if you emulate it, like on a little emulator that has Rumble,
Mhm.
apparently there's a way you can activate it so you can
Oh, that's
have
cool.
Rumble. But
Okay.
but whatever, I'm over that. I'm not gonna try to figure that out.
Well, I don't know if you've really played the game unless you felt the Rumble mic.
You
So,
shut
do
your
you call
filthy mouth.
yourself a genuine Pokemon pinball player?
I shake every
Cool.
time I hit something.
There you go. You just do the Rumble yourself, like. Cool. Well, I'm not glad. Yeah, again, I'm glad you found something random that has then taken your attention that you love. And actually, that kind of segueing over into the game that I'm talking about. That's kind of what happened with me and with Paper Trail. So I
And Paper
attended
Trail is
a
not a Mario paper game, right?
no,
Okay.
no, it has nothing to do with any Paper Mario game or
Okay.
anything like that. It's an independent game that was developed by two brothers. I'm just going to find their name real quick. But I came across this game when I went to a uh, game developers conference. I've mentioned several times on the podcast. There's the Good Game Dev Club. It's the monthly one that I go to and meet developers and stuff and see the stuff they're working on. But then Harvey Heyman did a Good Game Dev Fest where he brought in like loads of people in and had loads of video games out. It was really really cool day. Anyways, the two brothers, Fred and Henry Hoffman, they were there speaking about developing this game, and I'd never heard of it
Frenry?
before. Fred and Henry
Okay.
Hoffman.
I
Hoffman,
said
yeah.
Frenry though, because they're
Oh, Frenry.
together.
Oh,
That
yeah.
should be their
Portmanteau.
company
Yeah.
name.
Frenry.
Frenry Entertainment or
Frenry
whatever.
Entertainment.
Gaming.
There you go. You can take that, Fred and Henry. You can take that advice and do what you will with it if you think it's worth it. So yeah, I would have never come across this game. I would have never really heard of it, unless unless I didn't come across them speaking, because it would have just never really been something that popped on my radar. Um,
What console is it on? Or is it
it's on anything. I think it's on PC. It's on Steam. I think it's probably on Apple Arcade as well.
Oh nice.
It's on everywhere. But I played it on Switch too.
Oh nice.
And so what is this game? So Paper Trail is effectively an origami puzzle game. And the story, which isn't really kind of all that necessary, but I think it's nice just to have to kind of like, give you something to kind of move you along into each of the levels and the worlds and stuff. But I don't know if it's necessary. You play as this main character. Her name is Paige. Get it? I love it. I'm a sucker for shit like that.
Page.
Her name is Paige.
Page
She
Papyrus.
Paige Papyrus. Oh, welcome to the stage, Paige Papyrus. You better fold for your life. Work. So Paige.
That's good. I like that.
Paige is just about to go off to university, but she has really like parents, helicopter parents, right? And they don't want her
Hmm.
to leave, and they're really like nervous about her going out into the wide world. And you've discover, I won't tell everything, but you discover as you go throughout the story that Paige had a brother, and then something happened to him. So there's a reason why her parents are like concerned for Paige to
Hmm.
go. They don't want anything to happen to her. But
Question though,
yeah.
about the like, how do the graphics look? Is it like on a paper drawn, or is it
Mm.
3D, or what is it?
No. So the graphics are all
It's like a
they're not.
story.
Yeah, it is like a story. It's like a storybook, and it's almost like uh what's the, I don't know how to describe the art style, but it's like a soft, it's like a soft kids storybook kind of graphics, right?
Okay,
But
when you were
like,
describing it, I was thinking of like the music video "Take
oh, I
on Me,"
see.
where it's all
Yeah.
like drawn and
Uh-huh.
stuff, like sketched.
No.
Okay.
No, no, no. This is like, this is more like
Are there colors?
oh yeah, definitely. Loads of colors, really beautiful graphics. That's one of the best parts of the game. I was obsessed with it. But it definitely feels like it's got that vibe of like a kid's storybook, like graphics to it and all that. Um, but so yeah, so Paige's parents don't want her to leave, but like all good, you know, she's got to go, right? You got to live your life, and she's got to get out there. So the story really begins with a little bit of that backstory, but then it's basically Paige sneaking out in the middle of the night to run away and go off to university so that she can, get out of the grips of her helicopter parents. Now, like all of that's like it's an enticing story, and it's yeah, it's got depth and interesting and mystery to it and all, but it wasn't really needed in any of this because like,
So the gameplay was enough?
the gameplay was enough. I mean, I get why they're doing it, but like I did find myself at times going like, why am I following the story? I'm just like folding stuff. But anyways, it was,
Is it like a puzzle game?
yes. So it's a full on puzzle game.
Is it platforming at
And
all?
no,
Okay.
well, not platforming in the traditional sense of like running and jumping, but it would be, I guess, platforming in that you have to fold using the mechanics. You have to get Page across the screen from point A to point B.
Okay,
So let me kind
so
of give you how it works.
well,
Yeah,
I
go
just
on.
looked at an image online of
Huh.
what paper trail is because I wanted a visual. And one,
Uh-huh.
are you are you controlling Paige and the folding, or are you like God and she's like just trying to get like help me?
Yeah. So you are like God, and you also are guiding Paige around.
You
So
can control her though.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah. Oh, definitely, yeah. But you can't move her until you've folded the screen into the right way. So
it's like pipe
kind of
dream.
it, maybe a little bit. I haven't played Pipe Dream, but possibly, right? So the mechanics of the game are that it's basically a one screen kind of game, right? So everything you're trying to do will take place on one screen, and those screens can be really tiny, or they can get quite large and have a lot more like dynamic challenges within those squares. Okay.
Okay.
So you enter into a screen, and you will see that you need to get Page, if let's say it's from the bottom to the top, right? But there will be gaps and from the pathway, and it's like, well,
Mhm.
she can't just go over empty bits of the screen. So you have to get her across that, and on um, within the gaps there might be like a die, like a dice that you throw, a die.
Okay.
So, and it'll have the the thing for one, or it'll have two, or it'll have three or four, right? So it's like, the faces of a die. It's hard to explain that. I never had to do that before.
I get
um
it.
but basically you'll have to then go,
One through
okay,
six.
1 through 6, right? Thank you. Know why that was so hard for me. I'm telling
It's
you,
a cube.
it is a cue, yeah, to explain a die. But just sidebar, in the review I wrote for this, the opening line I said was, "Never have I ever played a game that's made me feel so dumb and so brilliant at the exact same time." I mean, it just boggles my mind not only how to talk about this game, but actually solving these puzzles. I
Was it
loved it.
very
I absolutely loved it.
satisfying when you did?
Oh my god, so satisfying. Um, So Paige is there, and you've got these numbers, and you've got these pathways that she can't cross. And then effectively, you can just fold parts of the screen that she's not on, and on the back of the screen will be additional pathways that you can then start to line up, and then you can connect the one to the one, or the two to the two, or the three to the three, and that helps move Paige along, right? So you can move her over a gap, and then there'll be the pathway won't work anymore. So you have to unfold or fold another corner in, or unfold a corner and fold it halfway down. So there's like all these different ways that you can fold the screen. But one of the big challenges is that you can never fold the piece that Paige is on. So if Paige is where a fold is, then
You
obviously
gotta move her.
you got to move her, right? So that can get really tricky
What
about
if
being like, yeah.
what if you overfold an area? Does it, like, rip and game over?
No, you do not rip. You cannot rip this. You cannot rip this. Um, and some of them are really like straightforward and easy, like I said, and you can figure them out really quickly. And then others can get really, really, really complex and challenging.
Are
So
there
as
big
you,
folds and little folds?
there are, yes. And then there's like trifolds, or you can like, have to, if you've got, let's say, a big rectangle screen, you might need to fold up this one a little tiny bit, because it's not like you fold at a predetermined fold. It can like you can like roll up the fold if you want, right? So you can do
Oh.
as little as much as you like. So it could be that
So
you're
there's
doing a
many ways to complete the
n-
puzzle.
no,
Oh,
there's not many ways. There's only one way to fold each screen, but you might not be able to you're going to have to fold quite a lot to figure out what those are, because you might not spot it right away, right?
after you fold something, does your crease stay there?
Nope. You can
If you
unfold it.
undo it, if you undo it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, if you undo it, yeah.
This is
Um
interesting.
So as you progress throughout the game, they'll introduce different mechanics or challenges. So for example, one of them is this like really beautiful water area that you're trying to kind of get through. And in this area, there are what I call lighthouses. I guess they're lighthouses, and there will be something that is a source of light. So the lighthouse might be over here, and the source of light might be down on the bottom left, right? But you need to bounce the light to hit the target that's going to open up a gate or something that's on the other side of the
Okay.
screen, right?
Yeah.
So you then have to figure out, well,
Like
how am I
Indiana
going
Jonesing it.
to all of that? Yes. So you got to then, not only are you trying to get Paige across this thing, but you're also trying to join up
Line
the
up.
pieces to get the light to refract and bounce off and all of those kind of things. So it really starts to add layers and layers of challenge to it. And sometimes, I think like any good puzzle game, you see it right away. And then other ones, you're just like, how is this going to happen? I can't figure this out. And I would get really angry and frustrated, be like, what do you want me to do in this game? And then I would like walk away. And then when you come back, you sometimes go like, oh, it's right there. It's
And
staring you
then a
front in the
new
face.
page
Right.
turns.
And then your new page turns. But one of the cool things they have that I loved that they built this in is they have a hint system. And what's really cool about it is like if you want to get a hint, you push pause or whatever, and it will bring up this like outline of a piece of paper, right? And then it will give you segments at the bottom that you can choose. So you can set. You don't want to see the whole clue. You maybe just want to see what's the next fold I need to do, because I'm really stuck like
Oh,
halfway
okay.
through or whatever. So you move the over two dots, and it will show you just the shape of the fold that you need to do, right?
Oh.
But what it doesn't do is solve for all of the maybe barriers that are physically on the screen. So it will give you enough of a hint that you go, okay, that's helpful. But then, maybe you need to fold part of the page, and then you need to drag something over, like a physical thing that you're dragging over that you can see in the actual gameplay that you're doing. But on the pause screen, it doesn't show you that drag, because it's just an outline of the paper that you're folding. So it's basically like it's like a helpful hint, but it doesn't give you all the answers, which I was really, really
So
glad about.
it's not hand-holdy like
No,
we've experienced.
No, it's not. It's not at all. And it felt like a good way to, because I wanted to try and figure these puzzles out for myself, but some of them are really complex, and it was just out of my. I would have never done it.
No, absolutely.
And I mean, there's some like, I mean, these are really clever people who came up with these designs, and some of it I was just like, I am not that smart. So I was just like, just show me the folds, and then there's a few I had to go online and look up just to kind of go like, how is that even working? Um, but it's
Question.
yeah, go for it.
Are there bad guys? Is there fire?
Is there fire for this paper? I don't think so.
Is
So
there
I
boss
actually
battles?
no,
Does she
no,
have a
there's nothing
weapon?
like that. Because I actually played this is one of the first games I played this year in 2026.
Okay.
And it's only the first time I've had a chance to really talk about it. So I'm having to remember a little bit here. But there's no fire. I don't think there's no boss battles. The only challenge is really, the world and, opening up the pathway for Paige to kind of manipulating the world and getting Paige from point A to point B. Um, there are there will be certain things like not just like pathways that you need to figure out, but there might be like moving platforms. So you might need to get
Mm.
Paige onto a moving platform, move her over a little bit, fold the paper over a little bit more, move her back so that she can then move
So
up.
it's
And
a
then,
lot so you can fold and unfold,
uh-huh.
and folding and unfolding is the answer sometimes.
Has to be. Yeah, definitely.
So
Yeah.
it's not just like fold, 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 and then see if it works. It's like it's a process.
Is a process. Yes. Yes. So you start with one fold. You might need to half unfold it after you moved her a little bit. You might then, after she's off that, maybe help fold it half this
But
way.
there's
So
no
you're
tearing.
constantly no tearing whatsoever. I'm sorry, Mike. You sound
It's okay. I just
disappointed.
like the sound of paper.
Well, that's a good point. I was going to mention is that the sound of the folding paper is like such. There you go. Get your ASMR in there. It is so good. It's like whoever came up with the sound design for the paper flipping over and stuff, it's so satisfying. And I just found myself like do it like at certain points, just like moving the paper around. Just like, oh, it sounds really, really, really good. Um,
How
and
long does it take this game?
it,
Like how
it
long can you spend in it?
I think my playthrough was probably about 9 hours.
Oh, that's good.
But maybe like somewhere like 9 to 12. I'd have to look on my Switch, but it's not a super long game. It is
Yeah, but
super
long
cozy.
enough.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's actually one of the criticisms I have of the game is that it's just a little bit too long. I did find myself kind of going like, okay, we could have reduced a few puzzles here and there, but I think it's not the end of the world. But I think, by the time I got to the end of my playthrough, I was like, okay, now this is just long. I just want to kind of finish it. But it kind of you're in a world, so there's like the kind of street you're just like off you're in the forest, or you're in a cave, or you're in a swamp, or you're in
Do you
a
ever make it to
like
university? Or
you
is
do
that
you do
is that a
I
spoiler?
mean, you do if you finish the game. I mean, it's like you definitely get there. And you find out a few things, and
You find your
ultimately like
brother. Don't tell me.
I'm not gonna spoil that for you, because it's kind of nice, the story. But I think it's a I'm really pleased that I came across this game and I got to hear, Fred and Henry talk about it, because, a lot of what was inspiring them was, this, it I'm having to go back. The reason I'm pausing is I'm having to go back and try and remember all the things they said. But basically, they were just really inspired by like lots of geometric shapes and like art and history and all those things, and they were trying to bring all this together into an experience of a video game. And I think for the most part, it succeeds. I would say that it's very chill, but it's also really frustrating. So it's this like weird conundrum of being like, oh, this is a really nice, like cozy environment to be in when you're playing it, but it also like gets my blood boiling as well. So it's just like this juxtaposition of,
Yeah.
I liked the music; it was really good.
The
I
game's
loved
very blue.
the first
Oh,
few
I
bits
see. There's
is, but
more.
then it gets very like not so blue. It gets quite colorful, which is
Oh,
quite
yeah,
good.
there's a lot of colors.
Hmm.
I'm just looking. I'm flipping through
Yeah,
different
you get it.
images.
You're flipping through. You're
Mhm.
folding through.
Flipping through
Um,
paper trail.
I think, should you play it? I think if you're somebody who likes puzzle games, then this is definitely one that you should check out. But if you're not somebody who's like naturally drawn to puzzles, I would say it might not be worth your time, because it's, it's incredibly puzzly. The and all the charm that's wrapped around it in terms of the characterization and the story and stuff, I don't think it's enough to kind of,
The artwork
go,
looks
"Oh,
stunning, though,
it is. It's totally stunning." Like, you will not be disappointed by the look and
and the
the
sounds
gameplay and all that
apparently.
stuff. Yeah. But it's a one it's a one trick pony, and I don't mean that negatively. I'm just meaning the whole conceit of the game. If you don't like the concept of what I'm talking about, then you're not gonna enjoy this game, right? There's nothing else in it that would
Yeah.
I would say, "Oh,
What would
play
you
it for this
rate
reason."
this game?
I gave it a
1 out of
7 out of
10.
10. I
7
gave it
out
a
of
7 out
10?
of 10.
Yeah, your review.
Mhm. Yeah. And I think that's about right. I think it's a good game. I think it's definitely worth checking out. And I think the fact that it doesn't stick around, it's not too long, is pretty good.
Hmm,
And I think I picked it up for like £2 or something. So,
amazing.
on sale or whatever, like check it out.
You know what?
I yeah.
Oh, so sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say one thing. If you do end up playing it on the Switch, I think you can play it on anything. One of the gripes I had in my review was that the folding of the paper with the analog sticks was kind of annoying, and I
Hmm.
was like, "Oh, I wish. Why isn't this on the touchscreen? Why can't I do
You
that?"
couldn't use touchscreen
I don't believe you
on the
could.
Switch?
I didn't. I I can't remember, but I for some reason I was like, no, the reason why is because I was, capturing gameplay footage with it, so I needed to play the way the setup was. I needed to play it on the controller.
Yeah, but it's also released for PS5, so I mean, it needs to be able to be controlled.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Yeah. But then what I did discover, at the very end after my playthrough and I was, like, writing the review, is that it actually has a mouse mode version for so you can use the Switch 2's
Oh,
mouse mode to fold it over, and I was
that would
like,
be
that would have been a
easier.
game changer. So,
Mm,
if you
yeah.
do play it on Switch 2, top tip, play it with mouse mode, so
What I was gonna say earlier was, isn't it funny how we rate games sometimes low because of the replayability,
Mhm.
and sometimes we rate games low because it was too long. Too long or too short, and but, like,
Yeah.
I would rate Pokemon Pinball Ruby and Sapphire a solid 8 out of 10,
Mhm.
because, I mean, once you complete your Pokédex, like, it's endless playability because it's
Yeah.
but the reason why I didn't it would be a 10 in my opinion if there was 1 or even 2 more pinball boards, because there's only
Mhm.
2, and then there's also those bonus
Yes.
boards, but you're not always there. So the monotony kinda gets to you of those
Mhm.
just those 2 boards, but then again, there's so many different aspects and strategy within those boards that it's fine because not every run is the same. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I think, that's yeah, definitely, and I mean, it sounds fun, I wanna check it out. I had one other thought on Paper Trail before we start to wrap up here is that, I was saying in my review, I played it on my own, and one of the things that was challenging about that is, you know how when you are on your own trying to figure out a puzzle, like, your mind goes down its own path, right? And you can't see something, like, that might be clear as day that's right there because
Exactly.
a lot of those things were plain sight. It was just me not clicking into seeing it. I wonder how much different this would be if you were playing with somebody on the couch with
Can
you
you
or a
play
few
with
other
2 people,
people.
or is it just 1 controller?
It's only one controller,
Oh,
but if
okay. But, like, as
but it's a
teamworking.
yeah, you could teamwork it because then somebody could have been like, "Oh no, try that way," and it would have been a really cool experience to like have that kind of journey with each other. So that would be a fun way to
That
play
would
this
be
game, I
nice.
think. Mhm.
However, I know already that I have to have the controller, or else I just get so frustrated. It's
Yeah.
like,
Well, there you
"No,
go. There is
let
that
me
too,
do
right?
it."
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, I guess, listeners, if you're looking for a cozy little puzzle game that might make your blood boil, check that one out. Or if you're looking for a Pokemon experience, check out Pokemon Pinball Ruby Sapphire. You don't necessarily have to go all the way to Japan to pick that up, but you could
Yeah.
probably find it somewhere,
You can either get it
at
retro
retro
style
gamings.
or
Yeah,
you can emulate it.
cool. Anything else before we wrap up for this episode, Mike?
Just don't forget to like and subscribe. We're always adding new content every week, for our
Mhm.
podcast. Give us some ideas of things you want us to talk about. Yeah, or games you want us to try or play. We're happy to do that.
Absolutely. And you can email all those suggestions or questions you have to gamers at outofsyncgaming.co.uk. That's gamers at outofsyncgaming.co.uk. Some of the things that we're doing at the moment that you can follow along and join us with is we are playing through all of the mainline Zelda games in honor of the 40th anniversary for The Legend of Zelda. We have played through Zelda, the original on the NES, and Zelda 2 on the NES, and we are currently making our way through Link to the Past on the Super NES. So if you have access to those games and you want to play and share your thoughts, email in and let us know what you think about the games, and we will read your thoughts on an upcoming episode. Where can people find us on socials, Mike?
Yeah, check us out on Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and Discord, Out of Sync Gaming.
Fantastic. Well, I guess that's about everything for this time. So until next time,
Play what you want to.
bye.
Bye.